Hello, empowered women, and welcome to week 9 of our Empowered Women Circle. Really happy to be here with you today. Today, we are getting down to more details about creating the life of your dreams, about strengthening your body, elevating your mind, and nurturing your soul. And we are a inclusive circle of women. We welcome you to our Empowered Women's Circle, and we encourage you to visit the homepage if you haven't already done that. It gives you some 4 easy steps to understand what we're all about and to very quickly and easily get involved and on the same page as us. We are a circle. We are really excited to have a lot of experienced, professional, expert women in our midst, and we love sharing with you. So if you bring your unique gifts, talents, and expertise, which all of us have, into our circle, we would really love that support as well. So I'm going to go through our shared agreements this week. I haven't done it in detail in a long time, but I think it's really important for us to create that container for our circle. And the shared agreements really are, they're on the homepage, but they also outline how we show up to this circle as leaders and as women in the circle, as women supporting each other and creating our very best lives. We show up in our power and participate fully. So stepping out of victimization and into truly the woman that we know is the most resourceful adult, self-responsible version of ourselves. If we have challenges or questions or concerns that are deeper than what we support or what we are really able to support in this circle, we utilize resources in order to get the help that we need. And within this circle, there are multiple resources that we can share. And if you have any questions or specific challenges, reach out to us as your leaders. We share resources and generate support for each other. And we take inspired and generative action each week. This is a weekly support circle. This is a weekly Empowered Women Circle. We are here to be here for each other on a regular basis and really excited to do so. We will ultimately, if we step into inspired and generative action, we will ultimately elevate the entire group by doing so. And that's what we're most excited about. We can't go this alone anymore. We really want to be part of a deeply bonded community of women, and we maintain confidentiality. We don't talk about each other outside of our circle, and we don't use names. And if we want to give referrals, we ask for those referrals. So we are an inclusive group. We extend acceptance, love, and support to anyone who shows up fully. Welcome. We've been talking a lot about a shift in power, and we know that in this current day, a lot of achievement and outcome and a lot of what we try to do in our lives is according to a masculine approach. It's according to a very task-driven, achievement-oriented, externally driven approach to success. And in this circle, we are stepping into a much gentler, a much more inside-out approach, a free-flowing, open, flexible, compassionate, connected approach to co-creating your life. And it's a whole different concept than what you've been probably what you've been creating in, probably what you've been living in before. And that's what's most exciting, because this is not something we can do in isolation. This is something we really need to be here to hold each other up and to help each other live, stepping into that power that is so beautiful and so strong and so feminine. So creating from the inside out. And there's many sessions previously where I dug into that in great detail, but I wanted to recap today for the purposes of what we are stepping into. We've been talking about wellness. There are so many areas of wellness that really are conducive to that feminine approach to creation. So when we talk about building a building, for example, we really need a masculine approach. We need a blueprint. We need a task. We need a checklist. We need to make sure we meet building codes and electrical codes. And we need to make sure that we do that in a very specific, orderly fashion. When For example, we are in medical school. There is a whole masculine approach to learning in academia. And when we're driving, for example, toward financial success, or let's say MBA programs or economists or financial advisors, that's a very numbers driven, very task oriented, very directive way to achieve those outcomes. But when we're talking about wellness, when we're talking about ourselves, our bodies, our confidence, our self-esteem, we're talking about finding our passion and our purpose and really living according to our core values and our essence qualities. We really want to step into a very different feminine approach to co-creating those things in our lives. And we've talked about that, but we're moving forward today in a different way. So identify your soul's actualization needs. And we did an amazing exercise on this. And I know that you have those close at hand as you're working with me today. And become clear, crystal clear on what you desire to create in your life. And not way out in the future, but what you really want to create while you're working within this Empowered Women's Circle with all of these incredible women who are here to support you. And then last week, I encouraged you to be still and create, and preferably write or maybe draw or paint or sculpt your new story. So letting go of the old story, the old perspective on what everyone in your life has told you that you are or has implied that you're capable of, letting go of that old story and really stepping into a new story that you get to create, that you get to write. It's so fun to be able to start brand new. And I'm telling you that this will change your life. Just creating a new story, stepping into a new truth about yourself. And we will continue to do this process together. So write about it, dialogue about it. You're crystal clear on what your soul's actualization needs are, on what you are intending to create in the next 6, 12, 18 months. We're an ongoing women's circle. So we're on week 9 of our first 12-week segment, but we're going to keep going and we're going to keep working with these concepts with you. We don't expect you to get it right. I don't have it right, and I've been working on this for several years now. So this is something that we are doing together, and it will continue to shape itself. But at this point today, I want you to be clear on what you need in order to take the first step into that actualization need, into exactly what it is that you're ready to create now in your life. And we were very clear that you were to write that down, and I gave you plenty of examples in the last video. So if you haven't seen the previous videos, now's time to go back and really dig into understanding with clarity what it is you are working on in your life, what some of the examples that other women are working on, and really understanding and sinking into what do you need to take that first step. But at this point, I want to share with you, of course, that you will face challenges and that the barriers to creating from the inside out, according to this feminine approach to power, the barriers are really within us. So we talked about the fleas and how they can only jump as high as the lid, and you remove the lid and they don't jump outside. They only jump as high as the lid. That's their story. That's as far as they think they can go. That's what we would call our glass ceiling as women, for example. But the barriers to receiving and the barriers to co-creating your life in this day and age, in this generation, are truly within us. They're not external to us. They're what we tell ourselves we're capable of, or sadly, often what we tell ourselves we can't do. And I was meeting with the dance teachers for my daughter's application to be a teaching assistant. She wants to do that right away this year. And the teacher was asking her why she wanted to be a dance teacher. And she was explaining that she wants people to know that they should never say can't, that they should never say they can't do something, that they should always just try and practice and believe that they're capable. And that's what I want for you as well. So as you experience frustrations, blocks, emotions that come up, and we're going to talk about all kinds of those, and challenges that you face. Really understanding what is coming up from inside, what is blocking you, is very likely from your story, from your circumstances, from inside of you. Remember that your thoughts become your emotions, which become your actions. And so before the thoughts, of course, are those beliefs, that old story. And if you start telling yourself a new story and shift those underlying beliefs to new beliefs of possibility and curiosity and excitement, it alters what you're thinking you're capable of. It alters the self-talk that you're telling yourself. And ultimately, it alters the emotion. So if emotion is coming up first, for example, and we'll talk about this more, and we already have, about how you feel that emotion in your body, and that's your cue that something is coming up for you, that there's an obstacle, that there's a challenge that you need to face head on. And if you feel that emotion, you might need to think backwards. What are the thoughts or the beliefs that are under, or that are creating, that are leading to that emotion that's coming up for you? Because ultimately, that emotion is going to impact the actions you take and the outpicturing into your life. So sit with that for a few minutes and understand that your life is a mirror, that you're having your emotions and actions reflected back at you in a lot of situations. And the more you can take responsibility for being that original reflection, the more you can take responsibility for what you're putting out into the world, and therefore what you're getting back, the more you're going to be able to shift, and the more you're going to be able to co-create, and the more you're going to be able to blow off that glass ceiling that may have been holding you back in your life. No matter what your outcome, no matter what your actualization need, no matter what you're trying to achieve, whether it's weight loss, whether it's health and vigor and vitality and energy, or whether it's a relationship that's deeper with your partner, or whether it's independence from your partner that is an unhealthy relationship, or whether it's progression at work or more conscious parenting, whatever it is, sink into how you have created the reflection that's coming back at you. And this is just with yourself. We're not asking for you to bear all. But truly, when you sink into those answers, the more that you can understand how your actions have determined others' responses, the bigger the shift and transformation is going to be for you as you reach for the sky. So your life is a reflection of who you are being. And I want to be clear on that. This isn't necessarily who you are. And in fact, you may believe and know who you are inside. But who you are being in the world is how others see you, how others perceive you, and therefore how others respond to you. If you can change or shift how you are being, and you put out a new presence, a new being, maybe a new being aligned with more about who you are, less trying to have pretenses or numb certain pain, or be fake, or have all kinds of shell around you because you're just afraid to be authentic and vulnerable. And if you can bring that person that you are putting out into the world, that you're being, more aligned with who you are inside, then you're going to get a new reflection back. And that reflection is going to be a better picture of who you truly are and what you really want to create and achieve, and how you really deeply want to connect with those around you and with the people that you love. So I'm asking you if you have an example, and if you do, now's the time to write it down and journal about it, and think about how your thoughts have become emotions, and your emotions create your actions, and your actions are what you put out into the world, and others respond to those things. So in relationships, it's so easy to see how, for example, let's say your partner comes home and asks you out on a date, and you're thinking to yourself, well, he never asks me out on a date, and it'd be really nice if he did, and I feel so disconnected, and we hardly have time to talk, and we pass at the door, and all we ever talk about is kids, and or what I call functioning within your home, and that often becomes the only point of conversation between couples. And so let's say he comes home and he says, do you want to go on a date? And you say, well, you never asked me on a date. Why would you start now? I thought you'd never ask. Really? Where do you want to go? I don't know. We're busy. And you give that response. What do you think is going to happen? What's reflected back at you is going to be, well, okay, then let's not. And men shame easily. And we can talk more about that another time, but that's going to shame your partner. If your partner's a man, that's going to shame your partner, and he's going to pull away, and he's going to feel rejected. And when men feel rejected, they don't come back for more rejection. I can guarantee you that. So that's just one example within a relationship about how what you say and what you do, when it's not really aligned with what you want and with who you are, it's going to create a different response from those people around you. And I'll use another example. Let's say you sign up to participate in something to do with your kid's school, and you're thinking, well, they never invite me to participate, and they never take my advice, and I never really get to give my full input, and I don't feel like the other women really like me, or the other parents really like me. And you sign up, and then you show up late for the meetings, or you contribute only a little bit, or there's a flip side to this. Maybe you contribute way too much, and you make a list, and you are overbearing in those meetings, and people are like, whoa, she's never signed up before, and now she's signing up. She's like our boss. And thinking about how you respond and how you show up in that role of participating as a parent at your children's school, and what responses you get back. So if you never show up on time and you don't really make a huge contribution, well, they're probably not going to invite you back. And if you show up with too much and you're trying to tell everybody what to do, there's a good chance they're not going to invite you back either. So just thinking about that. And this isn't about shame, and this isn't about blame. This is about stepping into the most adult, resourceful, mature, confident version of yourself, with high emotional intelligence, and being able to have the insight into how your actions are creating the response that others are giving you. So if you're ever feeling like there's a response that others are giving you that doesn't make sense or that bothers you, start to really think about that cycle, and that your life is a reflection of what you're putting out, and just take responsibility for it. And once you do that, it's so simple to shift. I understand, I take responsibility for that. I'm going to show up differently next time, and then see how that will be reflected back to you, and how life can spiral up in those situations. And we're all here to help each other uplift and to create a safe, accepting, loving container for each of us to take that kind of radical self-responsibility for how we are being in this world. So I also shared with you a long time ago, at the very, very beginning, that we have about 60,000 thoughts a day, and that 80% of them currently are negative. And I'm hoping we can change that. And this isn't really just about, okay, positive self-talk, positive dialogue, hit yourself over the head or snap an elastic on your band every time you have a negative self-thought. I did that once. I did that exercise. You have an elastic band, and every time you think something negative, you pull the elastic band, and it's supposed to make you think more positive things. It kind of works. Or you have a band that you switch from wrist to wrist. Every time you complain, you switch it back, and it stops you from complaining because you become more mindful and conscious of the complaining. And I've actually done those things. But that's not what this is about. This is about understanding the origin of the emotion and the origin of the thoughts, so that you can sink into a more powerful, stronger, more adult, healthier version of who you are in this adult world. and I will get into more of that. But we create this reality for ourselves that's not accurate, because these negative thoughts were really developed at a time when predators could be coming into our village at any time, and we're constantly, every time there was a predator, we needed to go into fight or flight in order to actually survive. It's not like that anymore. When, for example, we miss a bill payment, it's not life or death, but it creates the same fight or flight response and the same stress response, and ravages the body in the same way. So being really cautious, that little sound was my dog, by the way, being really cautious about what it is that we're thinking, and therefore the reality that we're creating for ourselves with our thoughts, and being sure that we're not constantly sitting in that stress response. Thoughts become things, and I want to make sure I give due credit to Michael Dooley, because that is his tagline, thoughts become things. And if you ever want to look up any of his information, look up Mike Dooley or Michael Dooley. It's on the bottom of the slide. So we are moving on now for your mind and your body. How amazing. In a nutshell, is there such a thing as a safe, healthy cleanse? Yes, there is, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, and the power of even more protein. We've been talking about protein for several weeks, but Marcia wants us to know what type is best and how to get even more protein in our diet. So let's go to what April has shared with us. What is a cleanse? She says, naturally our cells have the ability to vibrate at a very high level, and when we are exposed to consume more toxins than our body can efficiently eliminate, our body is forced to store the excess toxins in our cells, leading to a lower vibration and disease. Due to the toxic state of most of our environment, it is a given that the vast majority of us on the planet have cleansing to do. When we cleanse the body, and especially the digestive tract, incredible things happen. It allows us to start receiving real nutrition again, helps our bodies to realign with great health. There are many things you can do daily to support this alignment, some of which we have touched on already over the past few weeks. Drinking half your body weight in ounces of water, add a squeeze of lemon as well. Try getting 70 to 80% of your nutrition each day from fresh fruits and vegetables. Getting those healthy greens in and keeping your body moving for circulation. We must focus on being purposeful about cleansing, and April suggests about twice a year for a specific period of time for the body to get a really good cleanse and renew. So this increases the function of all of our organs, which can get sluggish from time to time. Think about your home. Most of us deep clean it with the seasons. Your body needs this too. Spring and fall are perfect times to do this, but any time of year is great. And when we are purposeful to get a cleanse, our digestive tract flows better, eliminates excess waste that might be hanging around, eliminates some parasites if we have them, and helps to restore the function of the digestive tract. You will notice a lighter feel, renewed energy, greater mental clarity. And April suggests if you would like more information, absolutely get in touch with her. We have all of that information on our homepage. And now, as a medical professional, I'm going to explain to you what I believe a cleanse is. A cleanse, of course, is when you put the right things into your body. So what cleanses your body? Your liver and your kidneys. And those are the things that metabolize all the toxins and chemicals and preservatives and even medications and non-medications. All the things we're putting in our body have to be detoxified, essentially, through the liver and the kidneys. But your liver and kidneys are very complex organs, and they need the right nutrients in order to function properly. And once they get those nutrients, for example, omegas for the liver and multiple electrolytes for the kidneys, once they get those nutrients, they can do their job exceptionally well. And to take out things from the body. So proper body function includes removing wastes, toxins, and chemicals, just being really cognizant of what you're putting in your body and making sure that you're eliminating those waste toxins and chemicals over time. So anytime, for example, you're opening a package of food, think about the preservatives that are in there. If those preservatives need to go through the liver to be detoxified, your liver is not going to be available to do its job as efficiently. And improved circulation to remove toxins. So exercise and some of the rebounding techniques and the lymph gland drainage that we have talked about previously, that's all going to help your body take out the toxins, the chemicals, and the waste products. And how do you keep things out? If you ascribe to a very healthy lifestyle with a very healthy, clean diet, and we are further educating you on that, and we're happy to take input on your ideas in that area as well. But if you ascribe to that type of a healthy lifestyle, you get the right nutrients in, you keep the right toxins and preservatives and chemicals out, and you are exercising and eating healthy, then that will be a really incredible cleanse that your liver and your kidneys will continuously, every single day, do for your body. And April is absolutely right that you will feel lighter, have renewed energy, and better mental clarity. Now, we have provided an attachment to this, and it's an ID Nutrition Ideal Cleanse idea, and all of the education and information around how to do a healthy, safe cleanse according to the medical professionals. And you go ahead and grab that handout, have a read, and let us know what you think. Lots of veggies, lots of colorful fruits and veggies, lots of antioxidants, and we've discussed that in great detail already. And for Marcia, she is recommending that we continue with lots of protein. So she says 1 or 2 palm-sized portions of protein, which would be about 30 grams. Your palm full of protein would be about 30 grams at every meal, and that's what she told us last time. But now she's suggesting that we also increase the protein in our snacks. So recommended daily allowance of protein for an average sedentary woman is about 46 grams a day. Marcia's recommended we get about double that. And we are providing resources and recipes at our live event, also on our Empowered Women Circle webpage that you're on now, and in our Facebook group page. So in our Facebook group page, we're also able to have shares and see your protein-packed recipes as well. So really excited to do that. So Marcia says, snacking can often be one of the biggest causes for weight gain. Snacking occurs for many reasons other than hunger, such as boredom, loneliness, or just because it's there. Snacks are also a very important part of a healthy lifestyle, and she gives us some tips on healthy snacking. Marcia says, when I snack, I'm looking for something that will have a somewhat significant amount of protein. Some of my personal favorites are hard-boiled eggs with Cholula, veggies and hummus, or homemade Greek yogurt ranch. Oh, her homemade Greek yogurt ranch dip, which she's actually going to have at the live event. And also we will provide the recipe as well as on the Facebook page. You'll see the recipe there. She also says guacamole in a, quote, better tortilla. So some tortillas are better than others. A protein shake or smoothie, Greek yogurt and berries, and some Ezekiel sprouted grain crunchy cereal sprinkled on top. Nuts, mostly almonds, and Marcia says she could go on and on. So she loves food and she loves sharing about what would be healthy snack options. Below are some different snack ideas. Again, this is still from Marcia. Some are easy to purchase and then take on the go when you don't have a fridge or an easy way to carry a cooler bag. So I think she's implying there that if you have a fridge or a way to carry a cooler bag, you're better to make your own and not purchase them out of a package. And some snacks require a little more preparation, but are cheaper and maybe a little healthier. So it's a continuum. For better prepackaged portable snack ideas, she has a website that we will put under this video. And Marcia says her favorite prepackaged snacks are the brand new ID Life protein bars, which you can find at the ID Life websites. There are also other snack bars that are available as well. The ID Life protein bars are gluten-free and certified organic. So we'll be able to share more information there. For snacks that you can make yourself, there are lots of websites available. You can make snacks using various protein powders to get a real protein punch. One of my new favorites is a modified version of a banana oat muffin that she got from one of her clients. These were so good, and then I modified them to make them higher protein, and she says her kids love them and they're picky eaters. We also are providing the no-bake protein ball recipe with ID Life protein powder. And I'll tell you, this is Catherine now. My kids actually make these protein balls on a very regular basis. They love having them in the freezer so they can put them in their lunches. And we'll give you that recipe. So there are multiple websites, and I'm just going to send you to talk to Marcia about those because there's only so many websites we can put on our homepage, but I'll get Marcia to post those on the Facebook group so that they are readily available for you there. How exciting. So Marcia says just keep moving in terms of movement, 30 minutes 3 times a week, which is what we did last week. It should be becoming part of a habit now. Schedule it on your calendar. She's also willing to offer a free TRX trial, and you can get Marcia's information on our homepage. We are having group gatherings. I hesitate to say exactly when they are, but they will be sent to your inbox and they will be posted on our Facebook page, and we are really endeavoring to do those weekly. And most of them I'm thinking will be Saturday mornings because, as you can see from this picture, my kids love to be involved. So just have a look for the upcoming group gathering. This week, we share something really truly from the heart. Carolina is one of our wellness leaders, a fitness enthusiast and a humanitarian and an entrepreneur. And she has been serving others with this project called Days for Girls. It is a truly incredible project where feminine hygiene products are sewn together, put into packages, and taken to women who would not otherwise have access to such conveniences. Days for Girls is an international outreach organization. It creates reusable feminine hygiene kits, and it provides them to economically challenged communities. Carolina is also on our homepage if you'd like to find out more about the work she's doing, and she's doing a lot of other organizations as well, but this Days for Girls, she runs the local Friendswood chapter. She's always looking for volunteers, always looking for donations and help. And really, if you have never spoken with Carolina about some of her projects and some of her humanitarian outreach opportunities, you really need to do so. She's an absolutely incredible woman with a massive heart. We are asking for donations of non-white panties, dark flannel material, colorful printed fabric that women can use for quilting these packages. And of course, 100% of the cash donations to Days for Girls is going to go to good use. So there's no administration fees here. Carolina is extending any cash donation that comes in for Days for Girls straight to that organization. And we also have really dug in as an Empowered Women's Circle leadership and decided that all of us as leaders are committing a portion of our ID Life proceeds to Carolina's humanitarian efforts. So we will be sharing more about that as time goes on. So if you have not yet explored the ID Life product line, the ID Life nutrition, any of the proceeds from those purchases are a portion of those from every one of the leaders, and all of Carolina's are going to be going to her humanitarian efforts. And you probably are buying a lot of health and wellness products anyways, so why not extend a portion of that to help women in underserved areas? Empowered women and young ladies lovingly investing their time and talents in our communities here in Friendswood and other local communities to powerfully change lives for women and young ladies all over the world. So the way this works is absolutely phenomenal, and Carolina would enthusiastically love to share more with you. So we are here for you. We have our weekly video. You can grab the audio if you don't have time to watch the video, and make sure you do that absolutely every week. It's really important. And We have our live events. Let me just go back. We have our live events, and we exercise or socialize in the park. Our Facebook group page is really starting to grow, and we're excited to have posting a lot of our recipes and our resources over there. And we have sister circles up and running, and more coming on board. I'm so excited about that. So the sister circles are basically women who are going to tune into our weekly videos, women who would like to lock arms with us, and women who will be tuning into our live events via Zoom links. And watch for more of those live meetings coming up really soon, because that is what we're all about, is building an empowered circle of women to let our light shine. So until next time, let your light shine, shine your brilliance, and much love, ladies. Bye-bye.